Namaste. So tonight we're going to read Book 3, Chapter 24 on the installation of Durga Devi in the city of Benares. Om Bhagavatam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu That's it. Vyasa said, hearing the Devi's words, the king Subahu began to say with great devotion thus, O Devi, if there be made a comparison between the kingdom of the Devas and the world on the one hand and the vision of thine on the other hand, then it must be acknowledged that the kingdom of the Devas and the earth cannot stand in comparison before thee. O Devi, there cannot be anything in this Triloki that is more exalted than thy vision. Therefore, Mother, what other boon may I ask from thee? I am very thankful and blessed. All my desires are fulfilled. What I have seen thee. O auspicious Mother, I ask from you this boon. My desire that my devotion may remain constant, fixed, and unflinching towards you. O Mother, you would remain always in this city of mine, being celebrated under the name of Shri Durga Devi, your Shakti. This is my desire. O Devi, as you have cleared off all the obstacles of Sudarshana and saved him from this danger, so remain here in this city of Benares and protect it. So long as the city stands on the face of the earth, and make it firm, well established and renowned, O Durga, I pray that you may grant me these boons. O Devi, grant me also various other desires of mine, and destroy my enemies, and extirpate all the irreligious and wicked people in this city. O Goddess of mercy, what more can I ask from you? Vyasa said, thus praising and praying, the king Subahu stood with folded hands before the Devi Durga, the remover of all calamities. When she addressed thus, O king, I will remain, no doubt, in this city of Benares, the place of salvation, as long as it stands on the face of the earth, and protect all the people here. Then came there Sudarshana, heartily gladdened, and he bowed to her and began to praise her with intense joy and devotion. O Mother of this universe, everyone in this world shows mercy to those that are devoted to him. But, O Mother, I see in your case, you take it as if your bounden duty to save those that are void of any devotion towards you. For you have saved my life, though I am devoid of any devotion towards you. Therefore, how can I describe the boundless ocean of mercy that reigns in you? O Goddess, I have heard that you have created all this universe with its elements, and you are preserving this, your own creations, and again you will destroy it in due time. Therefore, Mother, what wonder is there that you have saved me? O Goddess, now order me early. What work of yours shall I do now? What work of yours shall I do now? Where shall I go? O Mother, now I am unable to make out my duty. Therefore, kindly order me whether I will remain here or go anywhere else, or remain anywhere I like at my leisure. Vyasa said, O Sudarshana, thus petitioning before the Devi, She said with much kindness, O good soul, go to Ayodhya and govern the country befitting your family. O king, constantly remember me and worship me with great care. I will always look after the welfare of your kingdom, especially in the 8th, 14th, and in the 9th day of the lunar half month. Worship me according to the prescribed rites and rules and offer me victims, sacrifices. O sinless one, establish my image in this city and worship it 3 times, morning, midday, and evening, carefully and with devotion. It is noteworthy that my great puja in autumn for the 9 nights, Navaratri, ought to be done with the greatest devotion, O king, in the month of Chaitra, Magh, Aspin, and Asada. My grand festival should be done on the 4 Navaratris respectively, and especially on the 14th and on the 8th day of the black half. All persons ought to worship me with their minds full of devotion towards me. Vyasa said, after the Devi, the goddess Durga, the destroyer of all dangers, had finished her sayings, Sudarshana bowed down to her and praised her much. The Devi, giving him the above-mentioned advices, disappeared. Seeing her disappear, all the kings went to Sudarshana and bowed to him, as the Devas go to their lord, the Indra. The king of Benares, Subahu, too gladly bowed down and stood before him. Then all the kings began to address Sudarshana, the king of Ayodhya. O king, you are our lord and governor. We are always your servants. Protect us as the king of Ayodhya. O king, it is through your grace only that we have seen the supreme force, the goddess of this universe, the most auspicious, the eternal Bhavani, the giver of the fourfold desires. O king, it is for your sake that the eternal highest Prakriti Devi appeared. Therefore, you are very fortunate, auspicious, and most blessed in this world. You have finished, as it were, all that you had to do. O king, we all are deluded by the Maya of the Mahamaya Chandika Devi. Therefore, none of us is able to know her prowess. We are always engaged in thinking of wealth, sons, and wives. There we are merged in this awful ocean of delusion, infested with crocodiles, etc., in the shape of lust, anger, greed, etc. O blessed one, you are highly enlightened and you know everything. Hence, we ask you, what is this force? Whence has she sprung? How is her prowess? Kindly describe all these to us, O descendant of Kakud. The saints are always merciful. Kindly, therefore, relate to us the glory of the excellent goddess that serves the purpose of a boat in crossing this ocean of world transmigration. O king, I am intensely desirous to hear the prowess and the nature of the Devi. Kakud is an epithet of Puranjaya, son of Sasara, a king of the Solar dynasty and a descendant of Ikshvaku. The mythology relates that when in their war with the demons, the gods were often worsted. They, headed by Indra, went to the powerful king Puranjaya and requested him to be their friend in battle. The latter consented to do so, provided Indra carried him on his shoulders. Indra accordingly assumed the form of a bull, and Puranjaya seated on its hump, completely vanquished the demons. Puranjaya is therefore Kakutstha, standing on a hump. Vyasa said, when the kings had thus asked, the son of Dhruvasandi, the king Sudarshana became very glad and, meditating on the goddess, began to say thus, O kings, Indra and the other devas, even Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesa, are unable to fathom the most exalted deeds of that goddess. How, then, can I describe to you the great glory of the Mahamaya? O kings, the Bhagavati Bhavani is present, as it were, being divided into four parts. She who is the first and foremost, the excellent sattvic energy, worshipped by all, is always engaged in the preservation of this world. That part which is engaged in creating this world is called the Rajasic energy, and that part which is engaged in destroying the world is called the Tamasic energy, and that part which is cause of all, Brahma, etc., the highest Shakti, the bestower of all desires, is called the fourth Shakti, the Nirguna Shakti. O kings, those who are not yogis will never be able to grasp the Nirguna Shakti. The Saguna force can be easily served. All those middle adhikaris, fit persons, are learned men, always meditate and worship the Saguna aspect of her. The king said, O king, you are afraid and went in your very early age to the forest. How is it then that you have been able to know the excellent Mahamaya? How did you worship and pray to her, that she, becoming so glad, has favored you and so helped you? Sudarshana said, O kings, early in my childhood, I got the excellent root mantra of desires, Kamavija. Daily I meditated and silently uttered that mantra. After that, I came to realize through the rishis that eternal auspicious mother. And since that time, day and night, I always used to remember that highest deity with the greatest devotion. Vyasa said, hearing the words of Sudarshana, the kings came to know that the goddess which they saw was the highest force and filled with the greatest devotion towards her, returned to their own homes. The king of Benares, Subahu, returned to his own city. After bidding goodbye to Sudarshana, the virtuous Sudarshana too went towards his Kosala kingdom. The ministers were very glad to hear the death of Satrujit and to see the victory of Sudarshana. The inhabitants of armies of Sakata, Ayodhya, hearing that Sudarshana is coming and knowing him to be the son of the king Dhruvasandi, became highly delighted and approached to him with various offerings. Sudarshana, with his new consort, arrived at Ayodhya with his heart highly gladdened and showed his due regard and respect towards all his subjects. Then the ministers came and sainted him. The women threw at him offerings of lajja, fried rice, and flowers. The bards began to praise loudly. Thus, honored by various auspicious ceremonies, the king entered into his palace. Here ends the 24th chapter on the installation of Durga Devi in the city of Benares and the return to Ayodhya of Sudarshana in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Padra Kali Kapari Durga Shima Shima. Om Mangala Mahakali. Om Tuya Mata Chapitatu Om Tuya Chasaka.